filling out the last part of the semifinals in the Platinum bracket. That's our goal here today as Team Sweden takes on Team Wales, singing their national anthem proudly here in Ireland. This is the World Lacrosse Men's U21 Championship, live from Limerick, Ireland. 3 semifinal places are set. The 4th will be confirmed by the end of this one. They'll get ready for face-off, and so will we. You're watching Lax Sports Network. Lax Sports Network's coverage of the U21 Men's World Lacrosse Championship continues tomorrow, and boy, does it ever. We have 8 games tomorrow, beginning with Netherlands, Korea, 5 a.m. Eastern Time. Our featured slate of games on the main channel, that starts in the championship bracket. The fight for 5th place begins at 7 a.m. with Israel and Japan. That's a huge spot in this tournament. We'll have Germany, Ireland, 10 a.m. At 1 p.m., we'll wrap it up with our final featured game of the day, Czech Republic with the loser of Team USA and Puerto Rico. Those two set to face off in just a little while here in Ireland, on another field, that is. You can watch all the games live from Limerick, Ireland on laxsn.com. Our featured games can also be watched on LSN's digital platforms. Go to laxsn.com for your list of links. Welcome back here, live to the University of Limerick, just after 6 o'clock local time here in Limerick of what's been a beautiful day. A little cooler here today, and now the clouds are rolling in and maybe some rain rolling in. Of course, it was Monday we had the 4 lightning delays. Don't see anything like that, hopefully, here in the forecast this evening, and hopefully not into tomorrow either. We'll see how that impacts the field of play here. Obviously, you're playing on the good old Irish soil, this grass, which is beautiful. But we'll see if that makes things a little more slick as we head in through tonight and into tomorrow now, as we get set for all of those games, those 8 games here tomorrow. Mid-60s are the temperatures now, very pleasant out there. Winds starting to pick up between 20 and 25. But this is the matchup to watch here with Sweden and Wales. Wales unbeaten in group play. Sweden went 2-2. Here it is. This face-off matchup should be outstanding. Harry Green Longan, 65% for Wales here over the course of their tournament. Meanwhile, on the other end, Eric Mccallion, 5th best, 73% on his end. This will be fun to watch all day long. Mccallion from Pennsylvania, Green Longan from England. And away we go here. Final semifinal to be set here following the final quarterfinal of the day here in the Platinum bracket. And it's Sweden who wins the first faceoff. Back lunge, right to the crease. Unable to catch it was Rubin. Cleared away here by Wales as they'll get set free. They got a forfeit win against Kenya in game 1. Kenya eventually made their way here. Wins over Chinese Taipei, 10-6 win over China, and then another win over Poland for Wales. That was 12-4. Have looked pretty solid throughout as Wales. Sweden with a 10-9 loss to Netherlands in their opener, 9-6 win over Uganda, a 12-6 win over Korea, and then 2 days ago they lost to Hong Kong, 10-4. Both have had a little bit of time to rest. Sweden got 1 day off. Wales got 2. So it should be a little fresher here. Here's Blake Martin. Martin with 5 goals and an assist over the course of this tournament. Was a little quieter against Hong Kong. Just 1 shot on goal there. Of course, you see now Hong Kong already into the semifinal, this Platinum bracket. Martin into the middle. McRae stopped by Will McDonald. McDonald, a save percentage, 58% over the course of his 3 games he's played in this tournament. 14 goals allowed, 19 saves. And now Wales will look to clear. Led by Daniel Funnell, their head coach, former Wales national team player. Also has coached the senior team, captained Wales as a player. This is James Chambers, a captain, kicks it out. Mellor shoots, bouncer, scores. Oscar Mellor gets the first of the day. Wales goes up 1-0. That is his 6th goal of this tournament. captain of his high school team at Wilmslow growing up, part of the U20 European Championship team in Prague a couple of years back, where Wales finished in 6th. He's a Manchester native. So 1-0 Wales. Good start. Comes back to the face-off. Sweden 2nd, Wales 6th. Of the 23 teams here, a record 23 teams in Ireland for this junior competition. Locked up briefly, punted free, and now it will be Wales to take over. Aaron Eastwood, another one of their captains on the wing. He's going to go unencumbered, and he scores! Eastwood makes it 2-0 Wales. His 14th goal of this tournament. Eastwood, another Manchester native. Of course, Wales part of that United Kingdom, so they find talent and athletes from all over the UK, and Eastwood one of those, and he finds the back of the net here. A couple bouncers to start for Sweden, beating Anton Berg. Still early, couple goals. We saw Hong Kong jump ahead in their quarterfinal against Poland with a couple early goals, and saw Poland not bat an eye. Made a run, took a lead, and Hong Kong came back and won it themselves. They've had great quarterfinal games. Each and every one of these has been awesome. China, Netherlands was great yesterday. Korea and Latvia today went into overtime. Korea winning that in OT. And of course, you had Hong Kong dash Sai, game winner in the 4th. This winner will take on Hong Kong in the next semifinal round. 11 minutes to go in the first. Ball back with Team Sweden. So we've seen them with possession so far, thanks to Mccallion at faceoff. Sticks around and plays some offense here too, as Martin here out down the alley he goes. He feeds, and a couple fakes and a score. That is Mccallion. His 3rd goal of the tournament. 2-1 now the score. Mccallion, 21 years old, from Havertown, Pennsylvania. And that, to me, will be the equalizer today. The face-off X and Sweden getting themselves some possessions. Let Jonas Hunter go to work with Martin, Mccallion. They've got talent on the offensive end. Here we go with the next face-off. Harry Greenlongen and Mccallion. It's kicked out. There is Jonas Hunter. First time we say his name here today. Portland, Oregon native, who will be a junior at Vermont this upcoming season. Scored 7 goals with 9 assists this past year as a sophomore. He looks to go right to the cage and finishes with the left. There you go. It's 2-2. Hunter ties it up. That didn't take long. This is the first touch for Hunter today, and he's able to finish it accordingly. Hunter with the old Michael Jordan shrug following that one. That's his 15th goal of this tournament. Scored 3 against Hong Kong 2 days ago. He had 7 against Korea. All knotted up. Hold goes against Sweden. Ball back to Wales. Eastwood and Milor, the goals so far here for the Welsh. Didn't play in 2016 in those World Championships at the U19 level. Shot high over the cage from Eastwood. Lacrosse been played in Wales since the early 1900s. Has grown more so in the last decade or so. Penalty against Sweden here. Wales going on a man up, 6-on-5 here. 2-2 game. Sometimes Sweden's been a little too physical. Penalties got them in trouble against Netherlands, and now the shot from Eastwood. You can see they're going low against Berg. See if he can adjust accordingly. James Chambers kicks it out to Cole. They work it around quickly. There's a stop. I think it didn't get all the way to Berg, but now it does. Wales will work to clear. Running time we play here in this international game. No shot clock. We'll stop the clock at 30 seconds here in this first quarter. With the stoppage in play, of course. Other than that, we'll roll right on through. Here's McRae, pops it out to Martin. Martin decides to come back out. He fakes and gets back into place. Another game on field two. That's where everybody has been here so far as some scooters go by of the electric type. Here's Hunter working down that right side. Hunter, they're not letting him switch back to the left here. Defense by Brooks. Jack Brooks from North Wales. I think he learned from that first move that Hunter made. Not going to let it happen to him again. Blake Martin from Sanford, Florida, Lake Mary High School. High school football quarterback. He tries to go down that right side. Oscar Sykes comes in with the slide. Now back to the middle to Lucas McRae. Wales doing a good job in their defense, in their slides and helping out. And now Hunter, though, has a matchup that I think he likes. He's got Brooks, and he shoots, and he scores. 3 in a row for Sweden. It's 3-2. Hunter, one of the more prolific offensive players in this whole tournament. His mother hails from Sweden. He's picking up the language. He can say, hey, how are you doing? Lake Oswego High School, one of those talented athletes coming out of Oregon that have infiltrated that college game. As we have a request for a stick check going on here. So this is on Hunter's stick. They will measure things accordingly. Sven Kelzer, Grunde Otnes, and Jan van Kovenberg are our officials today for this one. Of course, a penalty would result if this is an illegal stick. Possibly wiping the goal off the board. And yes, they're going to call that an illegal stick. Flag has been marked. Wow. That stick will be taken out of play. So goal waved off.
The goal has been taken off the board. It is still 2-2.
Back to 2-2 we go now. As Hunter stick deemed illegal.
Because it's a dead ball, there is no time served.
Dead ball foul. You just heard that exclaimed on the field. There won't be a penalty in terms of time in this. 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes to go in this first quarter. So an illegal stick call. We saw a couple of those stick checks at the end of the Haudenosaunee England game a few moments ago. So I think maybe everybody has their ears up, trying to make sure that they're not missing anything. So it's still 2-2. Six-on-six lacrosse here as Wales gets a free possession out of this and see if they can use it. They'll continue to work it around on top. Oliver Hill with the ball. He's got a goal in this tournament. Chambers, the captain. The shot wide for Mellor. Picked up by Cameron Probert behind the cage. Little skip pass to Mellor. Eastwood takes the shot. Good save by Berg. Needed that one. And that was a shot. How about the hustle? Christoph Backlund getting there. The Swede Trying now to work it in the clear. Joseph Johnson gets hit. Back we go the other way. Sykes the long pass. Over to Eastwood. Into the middle he goes. The catch by Syke, and he's wide. Up and down action here. As we continue here with Oliver Hill. He's guarded by Mccallion. Mccallion, one of those players in this tournament you see pretty much never comes off the field. Takes the face-off, stays in on offense and defense. Proberts, the shot. Backed up by James Chambers. 4 minutes to go in the first. Chambers here with possession, a Bangor University graduate, Sheffield. Plays for the Steelers Lacrosse Club there. Yorkshire's Premier League club since 1983. Of course, also in this region of the world, there's plenty of soccer around. Rugby also is big, and lacrosse trying to create a little niche for itself and make that a bigger niche as time goes on. Obviously, the movement by World Lacrosse to get into the Olympics in 2028, a huge part of that, adopting and adding the sixes format as a part of all of those things. Just saw it in the World Games a few weeks ago, on display for the first time. Big part of that, when the IOC is evaluating different sports to go be part of the Olympics, depth. You shorten up the sides a little bit, and now lacrosse looking to create some more depth when it comes to talent and skill throughout the world and what these teams, the makeup, look like. And obviously this tournament, a big part of that too, and growing the junior side of things. The goal for Chambers, 3-2 Wales. 2:40 to go in the first, and Chambers gets his first, his third goal of the tournament. Working on the short stick Backlund. Going low on Berg, and that was a tough save for Berg to make, and Chambers ends up doing a grass angel on his back. So far, Mccallion 2 for 3 against Green Lungan. 3 for 5, excuse me, to update it as we go. And this is another win for Sweden. Make it 4 for 6. Here comes Hunter, new stick in hand. Fakes, looks to shoot. He gets clobbered after he shoots it. Mcmillan able to get it eventually when it got to him, and actually someone that clobbered Hunter, Mcmillan, is down. Hunter came out of it almost unscathed. It might have been some Wales on Wales crime here. And now we'll step aside. 3-2 Wales in the first quarter. Be sure to check out a new edition of the Lacrosse Now podcast every week. This week, I'll sit down with former U19 Team USA member and PLL Water Dogs midfielder Ryan Conrad. You can check out the show on YouTube or also wherever you get your podcasts for the audio version. Mcmillan did walk off under his own power. 1:47 to go here in the first quarter. 3-2 Wales with the lead. It looked like it was 3-2 Sweden. Goal called off after an illegal stick by Jonas Hunter. And the ball was in the stick of the goalie, McDonald, when we had that whistle for the injury. So possession starting with Wales here. Crompton tried to get that over the middle, and Martin knocks it down briefly. You got teams from Wales and Sweden. You know, it's amazing. Sometimes you got almost next door neighbors, if you will, or at least a bit of a, you know, not too far away. And you've got also countries from Asia and Africa all here. And seeing these athletes encounter one another, I asked Ryan Conrad about that, and said it was just really cool to see, you know, the iterations of the game and then some of these experiences. And you can say some easier than others for these athletes in a lot of different ways, and hopefully that'll help spread some perspective throughout our world for a lot of young people out there, and learn that the world can be a pretty big place. Less than a minute to play here for Wales. They have possession.
30 seconds remaining in the quarter, 30.
30 seconds to go in the quarter. Eastwood initiates from the top. Down the alley he goes, looks to shoot, he goes top corner. That was pretty. Aaron Eastwood, second of the day. Looked like he wanted it. He had a short stick matchup. Takes it to his right. I mean, you can't ask for much more from that slide either. Ooh. Johnson came in hot, ducked his head, and wrapping it around him was Eastwood. You know, you can give me all the dive goals you want, but that's right up there. What a shot. Back to the face-off X we go. Almost a stalemate there as Mccallion wriggles it free. Thompson goes to gather it. He gets a ground ball. 15 now in this tournament for Gustav Thompson. 1 second on the clock. The deep, deep shot from Hunter is good. The shrugs abound for Jonas Hunter. Yeah, we get another look. That ruled good on the field. The bouncer from deep. That makes it 4-3. A wave of momentum going Sweden's way as we head to the second quarter here at the University of Limerick. You're watching the World Lacrosse Men's U21 Championship live on Lax Sports Network.
Both hands. The end of the first quarter, Sweden 3, Wales 4.
Action-packed first quarter here in the Platinum bracket. Wales and Sweden going at it to decide who will play Hong Kong in the semifinals here of the Platinum. Already on their way, Korea and Netherlands. They will battle tomorrow for a shot at that 13th place game here in the Platinum bracket. All the teams from Group D and E going at it in their own section here. As the championship bracket continues as well. We'll have more of that coverage tomorrow and Friday. Back to the face-off X we go. After a buzzer beater by Jonas Hunter to end the first quarter, what do we have in store for the second? Eric Mccallion, 5 of 7 so far against Harry Greenlongen. They go at it again. Mccallion won the clamp. And he wins the ball as well on the ground. Doing a good job at that. He's picked up 32 ground balls heading into the day. So he's done a good job of winning the faceoff himself. Now he looks to find a teammate, and that pass was a little short. Now the ball bouncing around. A big push there. Connor Mcmillan, who was hurt earlier. Here's the play from the end of the first, in case you missed it. Hunter beating the buzzer, somehow able to do so. Got to feel good after he had a goal waved off earlier with an illegal stick, and he's got the ball on his stick here once again. Sykes guarding him. Hunter works to his left. He shoots on the run. Berg read it all the way. Great save for Berg, right around 50% so far throughout this tournament, the 4 games he's played. 3 double-digit save games. 14 against the Netherlands, 10 against Uganda and Korea. Didn't play poorly against Hong Kong either. He made 8 saves in that game against a Hong Kong team whose offense we've seen be dynamic at times and had just enough to beat Poland earlier today. Poland's defense looked really good. Wales leading 4-3. Loser of this game will indeed play Poland. Winner gets Hong Kong. Everybody will continue to play, win or loss, to decide their place. this platinum bracket, 13 through 23. Here's Chambers. He has a goal. Looking over the middle. Whistle blows elsewhere, and Syke gets the score. 5-3 Wales. Don't forget, we are playing next to other fields here. China, Uganda on field 3, not too far away, and that's a great catch by Syke. That's his first goal of the tournament. He has had one shot, so finally, in his 4th game, he gets a goal. 5-3 Wales. Wales side cheering for Harry Greenlogan. Working against Mccallion. Rakes it out. I think Greenlogan won the clamp there. Now who gets the ground ball? It's Backlund. 2 face-off men trying to get after it. Kicked forward. Brooks is the one who's able to come upon it and get it. But did he get it legally? He did not. The Wales takes possession there after quite the scrum for that face-off. They're mucking it up a bit. That'll help Wales. As when Mccallion's going good, he's winning it pretty cleanly. So if they can make it a ground ball battle, that'll behoove Wales a lot better, a lot more. They lead 5-3 here in the 2nd quarter over Team Sweden. Eastwood has 2 goals today for Wales. Anton Berg peers over his shoulder. He's got Eastwood looming. Guarded by Mccallion. Eastwood going one hand. Mccallion gives him a faceful afterwards. And this is kind of a chippy battle, it feels like, doesn't it? Been a couple shots, a couple arguments. As long as it stays competitive and clean, no problem at all with any of that. Initiating again from Max to Eastwood. Chambers drops it, picks it back up. Look around. Chambers turns, had no angle there. Back to Chambers now. And Laura with Isberg on him. 10 minutes to go in the half. Chambers out to Syke. Now Wales has to keep it in because there's no shot clock in international play. The old stall warning, keep it in, rule is applied. There's a shot off the run by Chambers. Wales with the backup. Will continue to try to keep it in. Might remember that rule from college lacrosse before the iteration of the shot clock a couple years ago.
9 minutes, 15 seconds, 9:15.
Wales to restart. Have had the ball for a long time here on this end. That one's knocked away. And a flag goes up on that ground ball. It looks like it's going to go against Wales. They probably would have lost that anyway. Cross-check for a minute. So that does come back to haunt them. So a 1-minute penalty. Sweden trailing 5-3 will get an opportunity at a 6-on-5 here in their territory. And it all starts with Mccallion. He has scored a couple goals over the course of this tournament. Father Ed, an assistant coach. Brother Luke plays at Vermont. Also a face-off guy. Sometimes that runs in the family. A lot of practice you can do. Another good pass in the middle. Working his way through. McRae in there to stop it. Will McDonald. 40 seconds on the penalty. Long clearing pass. Johnson able to get it. Now his long pass taken by Sykes. Hunter a big hit. Now Cole looks to pick it up. Stayed in bounds for now. Whistle blows. Cole gets out of dodge. He had 3 yellow shirts around him, and it's going to be Sweden with the possession. Made a call from off the field here. I mean, off the real point of play. An official from the other side ends up calling a penalty. So that's going to go against Team Sweden. It's going to be, I believe, Wales ball. Yeah. So Wales gets it back on offense. Penalty about to be released. Wales with possession here, trying to solve the Sweden defense, and I think they're going to go talk things over to do so. Anton Johansson, their head coach, will do just that. He calls a timeout. 5-3 midway through the second quarter here in Ireland. What scenes here at the University of Limerick, Ireland's sporting campus. A beautiful sight, especially for those that had waited so long to host it here. Lax Sports Network's coverage of the U21 Men's World Lacrosse Championship continues tomorrow. 8 games beginning at 5 a.m. Eastern Time. Our featured slate at 7 a.m. Israel and Japan as we move to the championship bracket. The fight for 5th place and a possible stop and spot in that top group the next time around. Easy for me to say. So Wales here, man up after that penalty by Sweden.
35 seconds remaining in the penalty.
25 seconds remaining in the penalty. Get some good passes. Berg is there to stop it again. Good job by Anton. Evans now over the top. Another shot. Anton Berg there again. Berg starting to gain a little bit of rhythm here. Goalie coach at Cary Christian Academy. Given back. Cardinal Gibbons High School, Raleigh, North Carolina. 7 seconds on the penalty. Wales up 5-3. And they are unable to cash in, and they actually turn it over as well here. So Sweden to take back over once again. You know, these brackets made by the simple nature of where these teams sat in terms of their pool at the end, but it's almost like if someone put the best matchups together here over the course of these quarterfinals of the Platinum bracket. These games have all been amazing. Here's Blake Martin. Down the alley he goes. Sykes on him. Looks back and work maybe a 2-man with Hunter. Martin works his way back to the middle, trying to solve Sykes. Turns, a little foot back to Mccallion. 5:50 to go in the first half. Mcmillan guarding Mccallion. Mcmillan, Cardiff Metropolitan University, getting his master's in physical education. Started lacrosse as a college freshman, as many of these players from around the world often do. Mccallion spins his way for a score. Second goal of the day for Eric Mccallion. And that is waved off, excuse me. I was already marking it up, didn't see that he went in the crease. So we have another goal waved off here. Score remains 5-3, so if not for the goals being waved off, it'd be a tie game. So 5-3 the score. Wales to work here. And trouble in the clear once again. Sweden does a pretty good job in that ride. Got to be patient if you want to break it. Sweden's first U21 World Championship appearance. This team, this group actually competed in the Swedish Lacrosse League last year. How about the takeaway from Chambers? Oh, that stick went flying, the ball in it, in the webbing. Offside is going to get called here. Picking it back up is Sykes. What a highlight. Robert. Wales trying to go quickly. Big hit by McRae now. They're letting him play quite a bit, and now picked up by McRae. Lucas McRae, he gets hit. Flag does fly. This has been physical. Gonna be a man up for Wales. A 1 minute man up at that.
Wales penalized 1 minute.
A legal body check again. He had one of those earlier. So, excuse me, Sweden's going to go in the man up there. My apologies. Misspoke, as they will get an opportunity here. Down 5-3. They've been close a couple times. So close it went in. Feed to the middle. McRae shoots. Stopped by McDonald. Brought out by Sykes. He goes back down, though. A great recovery. Shot is off the top of the crossbar. Oh. Hunter close again, and Wales gets it back. Another golden opportunity. Wales will be content to let the final few seconds of their now man down situation tick off the clock. And they get it successfully cleared into their offensive end. Up 5-3. Already been 8 penalties in this game in the first half. And that'll trigger a timeout here on the sideline of Wales. They lead 5-3 here as we make our way through the second quarter of the Platinum Bracket on Lax Sports Network. Wales and Sweden competing here in Ireland. It's the World Lacrosse Men's U21 Championship on Lax Sports Network. Tom Eschen here with you on the call once again. Appreciate you joining us. This is the third of a triple header of featured games. We'll have another one tomorrow. Today in the Platinum Bracket, tomorrow in the Championship Bracket. Wales the restart here with possession and a 2-goal lead. Here's Eastwood. He looks, backhand shot. Good job by Berg again. Restart here for Chambers. Like some raindrops have begun to fall here in Limerick. Another shot. Berg meets it high. He's really settled in. Couple early goals from Wales, but Berg has stymied them quite a bit since that start. Takeaway here in transition. Back into the stick it goes of Joseph Johnson. 1 minute to go here in the first half. So Sweden down 2. Going to make some changes subbing wise, and they'll probably take this minute. Hunter with 2 goals here. He's had 2 goals called off. He had 1 at the end to beat the buzzer at the first. Now, maybe he's going to try to do the same here at the end of the second. 30 seconds. He's going to go now. Joshua Fox guarding him from the College of Rugby in Stockport. Hunter into the middle. Pass just a little too far away, and now Wales with possession. Clock to stop under 30 here in the second. So Wales can get it out here and see how quickly they can move it down. Don't forget Hunter just made one from just inside the center line.
10 seconds.
10 seconds on the clock. Brooks brings it across from Loughborough University. Stick goes flying. Chambers as the final whistle blows here in the first half. One goal in that period, that by Wales. It's 5-3 at the half. 30 minutes still yet to play. You're watching the World Lacrosse Men's U21 Championship live on Lax Sports Network. The matchup of the day here at X, Sweden and Wales beginning the third quarter, and it's Green-Lagan who wins the first face-off of the second half. 5-3 the score here for Wales. This is a platinum bracket quarterfinal game at the World Lacrosse Men's U21 Championship here on Lax Sports Network. Tom Eschen with you here on the call for the final 30 minutes of this one. Big win for Green-Lagan there. Now 4 for 10 on his day. That was one of the battles to watch, as these have been two of the best face-off teams so far in the tournament. Wales coming out of Group D, where they went unbeaten 4-0. Sweden out of Group E, they went 2-2. Now playing for an opportunity at the semifinals in this platinum bracket. The winner will get Hong Kong. Korea and Netherlands will play in the other semi. All those games tomorrow. 2 goals for Aaron Eastwood for Wales in the first half. 2 for Jonas Hunter for Team Sweden in the first half. 5-3, it's been tight. Milor turns, fires, another save for Berg. Berg, couple fakes, he goes up. Chambers tried to beat him, and Berg was with him every step of the way. Anton Berg really starting to play well here. 6 saves on the day.
13 minutes, 30 seconds to go in this third quarter.
Running time here in the third, up until 30 seconds. In the fourth, we'll play until 2 minutes and then stop time. Berg looks for this long outlet pass and does get over there to Irving Rubin. Rubin's been quiet today. He has 4 goals in this tournament so far. Over there to Blake Martin. All these games have been close in these quarters. Continue to get closer. McDonald there in front for Wales. He had 5 saves in the first half. Add another to his ledger. Now Hunter. Hunter looks, gets some space, and right into the stick of McDonald. Yeah, flag down here. Legal procedure there goes against Wales. Luke Crompton will have to sit, and now Sweden gets an opportunity here at a man up. 30-second technical there. So Sweden gets the ball right back. Looked like for a second Wales had it all snuffed out. Penalty gives Sweden new life here. 5-3, they trail. Working it around quickly. McRae on the inside, stopped by McDonald. McDonald heating up just like Berg on the other end. Restart here for Mccallion behind the cage. Hunter dips his way through. Who's got that back up? That'll be Sweden. Couple shots, good shots at that for Sweden and that man up. We're back to even strength. Quick pass, quick score. Mccallion to McRae. That's Lucas McRae getting his first of the day. It's 5-4. Exeter University Lacrosse. From Stockholm in Sweden. Assist there for Mccallion. Now adds that to his goal today. And for McCray, he had taken 6 shots in the tournament without a goal prior to that. So gets his first goal of this event. Lucas McCray. He's been captain of his Swedish club teams all the way up. Good leader. Obviously helping guide this Sweden team, and now looking to see if they can tie it on this possession. They get the face-off. Another win for Mccallion.
10:35 remaining in the third quarter.
Mccallion's won 7 of them so far. 7 of 11. He's winning the battle, just by a couple though. Little dodge there in front. Martin maybe could have turned and scored. Instead goes there with the fading jumper, backed up by William McCray. Some of those cutters now for Sweden, they're getting themselves free here in the middle. Irving Rubin.
10 minutes remaining in the third quarter, 10 minutes.
10 minutes to go in the third. Rubin 4 goals. Looking in the middle, McCray's wide open. Ties the game with 2 in a row, 5-5. Rubin just initiating here. The slide came quickly. There wasn't a second slide. A lot of attention being paid to the rest of the Sweden offense, who looking a little more dynamic here. That kind of flowed through Hunter when it has to, but they're getting other sources of offense now. That's big. That's how these tournaments sometimes go. You play enough games where you kind of morph and evolve as it goes on, finds out what works for you. To make some of these games in these brackets so interesting. Teams figuring out themselves, figuring out each other too, especially if there's a second meeting involved. That'll be a violation, and Wales will get it back on offense, relinquishing 2 goals in a row. Tie game, 5-5. They led 4-3 after 1, 5-3 after 2. Been a while since a Wales score. There's a shot, another save for Anton Berg. Yeah, just off his stick, good job there. Quickly restarted by Chambers and deflected in front. And Lohr. I was gonna say, the last time Wales scored was about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Now we're well into this third at this point, at about a quarter of time.
Just under 8 minutes remaining in this quarter.
Less than 8 minutes to go, about midway through this quarter. Feed in front, actually knocked away before it gets in front. Big hit by Mccallion. And it's picked up by Gustav Thompson. Mr. Ground Ball from South Burlington, Vermont. Skane also spent some time there growing up. Rubin the feed in transition. Couple fakes, one more pass. This play is stopped. A cross-check happened there, and not enough control with that possession for Sweden to be able to continue on with that play. A 1-minute cross-check. You know, they don't wait for the other team to get possession in that case when it comes to the adjudicating the penalty. If they see there's not control, they'll whistle it dead immediately. And that was kind of chaotic for Sweden as it was. So they'll look for a chance here. Hunter just past the cage. Looked like for a second it pinged the back. They'll get another shot at it. It's a minute.
40 seconds remaining in the penalty.
40 seconds to go in the penalty. Try to feed the crease. Little dive and score. Rubin. And is that goal waved off? Another look as he goes into the crease. And now our officials are talking things over. Sweden's already had 2 goals called off today. Stick out of the hand of Mcmillan there, trying to make a check. We had a flag go down, and then the other official wave it off, but now it's been called a goal. Sweden takes a 6-5 lead.
Goal is real good. Breaking the tie, Sweden now has 6, Wales 5.
So I believe that was Irving Rubin, who will get credit for the goal, his 5th of this tournament. Took a long time for our crew to talk about that. Mentioned them earlier, Sven Keltzer, Grunde Otnes, and Jan van Kovenberg. And now the fight for the next faceoff, a big one at that. Christoph Backlund. Norrtälje in Sweden is where he hails from. And I like this timeout. Anton Johansson, now they have a lead. They had the ball, and he will call a timeout to talk things over. Sweden has taken the lead in this third quarter, thanks to a controversial goal at that. We'll be back with more here on Lax Sports Network. Welcome back, 6-5, Sweden with the lead. They also have a man advantage. That 1-minute penalty is still locked in here. So Anton Johansson, beginning his head coaching career here with Sweden, a successful playing career in the U.S. college ranks, programs like Springfield, Casanova. Now he's back home in Sweden, devoted to growing the game on his home soil. Getting a little darker here after 7 o'clock local time in Limerick. Rain moving in. Not too bad so far as the penalty is about to expire. Go back to even strength here momentarily. Rubin just made the diving goal. Sweden taking a 6-5 lead, their first of the day. Here's Hunter. Hunter looking to the inside. What a shot! Hat trick for Hunter. 7-5. Jonas Hunter, the Vermont Catamount, springing into fall ball.
5 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in this quarter. Sweden has taken a 7-5.
This is really nice. Just beats the oncoming slide. Little somersault at the end. Back to the face-off X we go. I mentioned that at the beginning. Sweden's going to get maybe a few more possessions today. Can they take advantage of them? They are. 7-5. 8 of 13 today is Mccallion. Green Longin's done a pretty good job of holding his own. Every single one adds up. That's flipped back. The wings now coming in to make the play, and that's Aaron Eastwood who comes in to make the play. Wales gets possession. Berg and McDonald, our two goalies today each, with 6 saves on the day. There's a pass in front, shot and a score. 7-6. Yuri Syke. Catch on the run, able to turn his body back around to get his second goal. Max Evans, his 6th assist of these tournament games. Back to a 1-goal game. (7-6) the score. Sweden with the lead, third quarter. Eastwood now taking this one against Mccallion. They change it up a little bit here. And it's going to be Wales that wins it. A legal check will give Wales possession again, looking for 2 in a row.
3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in this quarter at 3:30.
Chambers here, he has a goal today. Looking to the front, there's a shot and a score. Eastwood has a hat trick, and he ties it at 7. We got another close one on field, too. Why not?
3 minutes remaining in this quarter. 3 minutes.
Chambers to Eastwood. Perfectly placed by Eastwood there, right out of the dirt. as the conditions change, gets tougher and tougher on the goalie to read that. And now Eastwood coming back out there again for the next face-off too. He helped Wales win the last one. As they mix it up and continue to do so against Mccallion. Mccallion wins this, moving forward. Picks up the ground ball. Can he parlay that into some offense? Dishes it off to Martin. Sweden will not rush things here. 7-7 the score. That's what you love about a good face-off battle. You get back and forth battles like this. Right to the crease, on the doorstep. It is Mccallion who finishes the play. He started it, he finished it. It's an 8-7 lead.
2 minutes remaining in this quarter.
2 minutes to go in the third. So Mccallion doubling his goal total here today than he had leading in. He had 2 at the beginning of the game and the entire tournament. He's got 2 goals and an assist today. He's been a big part of their success. As he goes right back here to the face-off X. Back in there is Green-Longen. Just heard Wales say, be wary about Mccallion going forward. And Harry Green-Longen stops him from doing that, but instead it's the wing Backlund who comes in to get it. Hunter has it as his stick. Joshua Fox guarding him from Stockport. Hunter with a hat trick today. He and Sweden leading 8-7. 1 minute to go in the third. Winner of this game moves on to the semifinals of the Platinum bracket. Martin can't find enough room. Hunter with Mcmillan on him. Now Hunter initiates from the top. Coming in hot was Fox. Hunter now the dish, finds the open man. Martin tries to go around everybody, couldn't make it through. McRae gets on his back. Green-Longen looks for the brown ball. Flying around are a whole bunch of bodies. Picked up here by Oliver Hill. He gets hit. Whole lot of chaos here as the tension continues to rise in Ireland. Fighting for every last drop. Timeout here on the field. 8-7, less than a minute to go in the third quarter. Back live at Ireland's sporting campus. The University of Limerick, the place to be in the lacrosse world here as we are in day 8 of this tournament. Already been a lot of fun as now we have broken into bracket play. And it has been as competitive as it gets so far here, especially in the Platinum bracket. Less than a minute to go in the third. Spinning off the post was Chambers. I think that was off the crossbar. Bounces all the way back out to the center of the field. And that's the final whistle of the third quarter. That was the last possession. Wales that close to making it 8-8. Instead, it's 8-7. Sweden with a lead. Final 15 minutes coming your way. You're watching the World Lacrosse Men's U21 Championship on Lax Sports Network. Lax Sports Network's coverage of the U21 Men's World Lacrosse Championship continues tomorrow, and boy, does it ever. 8 games, beginning with Netherlands and Korea. 5 a.m. Eastern, featured slate, 7 a.m. Israel, Japan, Germany, Ireland at 10, 1 p.m. Czech Republic, loser, Team USA, Puerto Rico playing right now. Fourth quarter about to begin. This face-off battle continues. Mccallion, Green-Longen. The wing swoops in to get it in the form of Jonas Hunter. He has a hat trick. Sweden leads 8-7 here in this Platinum bracket quarterfinal, the final quarterfinal. Hong Kong is waiting in the semis. Korea and Netherlands in the other semi. All of these games have been close in this Platinum bracket here today. This one, just like the rest. Hat trick for Aaron Eastwood on the Wales side. A couple of goals for Lucas McRae, too, in addition to Hunter's hat trick. Hunter dangerous, always is. Feeds the middle, saved by McDonald. That draws a roar from the Wales faithful. McDonald gets his eighth save, of the day. That ball going out of bounds on the clear, though. A turnover for Wales. And obviously, as we hit the fourth quarter here, running clock up until 2 minutes remaining in the quarter. Sweden with a 1-goal lead. Probably feel like they could use a couple more. Mccallion, the face-off man, 11 for 18 at the X today. 2 goals and an assist offensively. He goes in, his defender goes down. He gets a switch offensively, too. There's Hunter. Hunter knocked down in front by McDonald. McDonald looking for a call. They thought there was a late hit on Sweden. Instead, Wales will look to clear. 13 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Tom Eschen with you on the call. The third game of a triple header of our featured games here today. Another triple header tomorrow. Israel, Japan, Germany, Ireland, and Czech Republic against the loser of Puerto Rico and the United States. Those are all going to be really good matchups, too, as they fight for 5th place. Here's Chambers. Into the middle he goes, and that will trickle into the stick of Anton Berg. Berg's been good there, too. Really competitive battle. They work it in transition. Ball at the stick of Rubin. McDonald tripped up as he came way out of the cage to try and get that. Ball stays with Sweden.
12 minutes.
Here's Hunter, 12 minutes to go. Hunter over the top, stopped by McDonald. They have a whistle here, though. A flag came down. I didn't see that flag until it was too late. I don't think Wales did either. Unsportsmanlike against Wales, against the goalie. So McDonald seems like he's been very vocal in there, and now they will replace him with Will Evans, who hasn't played. He played in one game briefly, but that was it. So Will Evans from Wiltshire, United Kingdom, he is now in there as McDonald maybe said one thing too much, and that's an unsportsmanlike conduct call after all of that. Hunter over the top and scores. He takes advantage. Hunter's 4th, 9-7 Sweden.
40 seconds remaining the penalty.
Penalty locked in, so they still have Evans in there. I mean, it really was Wales with a 2-goalie feel with Evans and Mcmillan. You know, in some of these countries, I mean, you lose a guy or two. They don't have the depth of some of these other teams you might see. And that's a huge loss, at least for a minute of this game. That makes a huge difference. We've seen some teams really impacted by an injury here or there. Just they don't have the guys that have the next man up mentality, really, to be able to fill that void without missing too much of a beat. You know, the U.S. or Canada loses somebody, they can probably fill somebody right in. But as other countries develop, they're at that top tier. They're working on filling as well, but you know, in this case, it does make a big impact. The question is, how do you bring in McDonald here when the penalty's released? Well, Evans is still in there now. And now they got to go get it in, Sweden does. McRae brings it in. McRae dodging into the middle. Hunter looking to release with his left. Will Evans is there. Yeah, Sweden, I mean, Wales they got to get the ball back now because Evans is still in the game, the backup goalie, but McDonald can't just come in and switch with him mid-play. Here comes Ruben. Ruben shoots, and he scores. 10-7, Sweden. Ruben's second of the day. And they will make that change now. So that really a penalty had a lot of weight to it. Unsportsmanlike on Will McDonald here in the fourth, and Sweden's able to grow that lead by a couple. You bring in a cold goalie off the bench, that'll come back to haunt you. And give credit to Sweden, recognizing that, taking advantage of that. Key face-off here, Sweden up 3. Ball bounces away, almost picked up by Thompson. Instead, it's picked up by Oliver Hill. Sweden with a 10-7 lead. They come out of the E group against the Wales team in the D group that hadn't lost a game coming into the day. 4-0 in group play.
8 minutes remaining in the game, 8 minutes.
8 minutes to go in this one. Sweden a 3-goal lead. Wales has got to get going.
Score remains Sweden 10, Wales 7.
Swedes looking for a date with Hong Kong. Wales has other ideas. Aaron Eastwood's fourth.
Wales adds its
2-goal game.
with 7 minutes, 37 seconds.
Eastwood now with 17 goals in this tournament.
Wales 8.
This is fourth game.
Wales
Just a little feed there from Mellor, and Eastwood finding himself some space. Another key face-off. Mccallion's won the majority of them. 12 for 20, 6 for 17 is Green Logan. Stalemate to start. Green Logan wins the clamp. Ball pops loose. And a stick goes flying here, and it's going to go the way of the Swedes. Thompson, Gustav Thompson, able to pick that up. The Rice Prep School for Hockey and Lacrosse. The Loon Giants Hockey Club
6 minutes,
has some of that dual sport athlete lacrosse hockey going for him. Hunter finds some freedom. Hunter goes top shelf again and scores again.
top shelf for its 11th goal of the game.
That's his fifth.
With 6:25 remaining.
11-8 Sweden with 6:25 to go. And just not close enough, that Wales defense. Hunter, so skilled. Helped Lake Oswego High School his junior year win their first high school state title in history. And then his senior year was the year the pandemic hit. Weren't able to defend that. So a lot of these kids, you know, a good amount, of course, there's a range of ages here, but they didn't have a senior high school season. And it's certainly a great opportunity to compete here. Thompson, the pull, winds and fires over everything.
Just a bit outside.
His eyes lit up,
5 minutes,
as did everyone else's.
5 seconds remaining in the game.
That's why we celebrate pull goals, because it is hard to do. 11-8 Sweden. Gonna milk some clock here. Ruben, couple goals and an assist today. Ball bounces in front. They leave Mccallion open. Here comes some help. Sykes a big hit, but it's a high hit. And that'll get whistled accordingly. Sweden going on a man up. Yeah, Mccallion kind of had his head down to begin with, and Sykes just went in hot, as they say. Long explanation, long conversation going on with our referees. Clock not running during this. This is going to be a 5-on-5. There was also a call on Sweden here.
Okay, just to clarify.
So 2 1-minute penalties.
Just to clarify, we have Wales penalty, unnecessary roughness. Sweden penalty, spearing. 1 minute each.
A spearing penalty called on Sweden there. And an unnecessary roughness called against Wales. So it is 5-on-5, a little more open offensively. And with that, you get McDonald coming in for a save. Open shot, McDonald closed it off. William McCray had the opportunity. They'll get the ball back. Score remains 11-8. Mcmillan guarding Irving Rubin. .20 seconds to go here on these dueling 1-minute penalties. Sweden has to keep it in as well to add on top of all of that. 10 on the penalty. So the final seconds will tick off. I think Sweden can contend a 3-goal lead here in the fourth. Getting closer and closer to punching their ticket to the Platinum semifinals. One step closer to that 13th place game. That's the crown of this Platinum group, this Platinum bracket. 3:40 to go now. Martin will run around. Got to keep this in. Got to be careful with some of these bumps. He does get the release, the shot, and the score. Really nicely done. Talk about the basketball principles in lacrosse. You saw it right there. A little pick and roll. William McCray the roll. McCray's 7th goal of the tournament. Martin's 2nd assist. 12-8 Sweden. Yeah, you could definitely feel the momentum shift with that penalty to the Wales goalie, Will McDonald, and Sweden jumped all over it. It'll be Mccallion here up against Eastwood this time around. Mccallion has had a great day. Chips it out, gonna go get it himself for a moment, and Backlund a little bit of a quick release there. Booted forward by Fox, he actually boots it to himself. Fox getting a ground ball. And Wales will wait a moment here.
Okay, miscommunication.
And I believe that was an inadvertent whistle.
Just a little miscommunication there. Wales was calling its play, it sounded like timeout.
There you go, you can hear the PA speaker doing a good job of keeping everybody informed, including us, as to what's going on. Sounded like a timeout, was not a timeout. Wales offensively here, down 4, got to get going. Mallour spins, fires, scores, 12-9. Feel like Wales been right there with them. Just some things haven't gone their way. They're gonna try and tip these scales here. A couple minutes to go in this fourth. Mallour's got 2 goals and an assist. Now with 7 goals, 5 assists over the course of the 4 games he's played in this tournament. We are at the 2-minute mark. Clock will stop. Key face-off upcoming. It's Eastwood and Mccallion. Eastwood have been 2 for 3 face-off wise. Now the dive comes in from the wing, Hunter. He gets right back up again. They'll blow the whistle here and stop him for a moment. And, I mean, he wanted to go forward, and this is maybe better off for Sweden. Let some time tick off the clock. How about that check? Eastwood wrapping right around here, and now he's laying on Hunter. Flag will fly. This game has been chippy all day. A cross-check is called off the play. That wasn't on either of the 2 that were involved in the actual scrum. Here's the cross-check. I mean, that's That's a good call by the officiating crew. Joshua Fox will go and sit down on the cross check. That's a compromised position that Hunter was in. And he's been hit. He's been banged around a little bit today. He's got right back up every time. Wales has got to be aggressive now. They're a man down 3, about 90 seconds to play. Now it's in the stick of Martin. 1 minute, 15 seconds. Sweden has to keep it in. Minute 15 away from potentially moving on. Hunter over the top. They go green. They want to score, and they do. McRae's got a hat trick. Sweden staying aggressive with the lead. I love it. Another feed for Blake Martin, his second assist, and McRae a hat trick after not scoring through the first 4 games he played in this tournament. So that's got to feel good for Lucas McRae. Probably only felt like a matter of time for the kid. Less than a minute to go here in the game. 58 to be exact. 13-9 Sweden as they look to move on. Mccallion pops it out. Perfectly done there to Backlund. Great day at the X for Mccallion. 15 of 25 for him, as he has been one of the better face-off men, one of the best here over the course of these tournament games. Now continuing that in bracket play. 35 seconds to go. Sweden will work that clock. Looking to move along here in the bracket of the platinum side of things. Hunter asked for a penalty, and then he got it, and continuing to hack away at him was Eastwood. You might want to keep those two apart here. Eastwood getting his money's worth. He'll have a penalty, and Sweden looks like they're going to coast. They'll take on Hong Kong tomorrow. The top half of this platinum bracket. Korea will take on Netherlands. That's in the bottom half. We'll have 3 featured games in the championship consolation bracket for you tomorrow. Israel, Japan at 7 a.m., Germany, Ireland at 10 a.m., Czech Republic and the loser between the United States and Puerto Rico, that's at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And in addition to that, we'll have 5 other games on Lax Sports Network, a total of 8 overall. So just flip to laxsn.com, set it and forget it, as that infomercial once said. 5 goals for Jonas Hunter today. Team Sweden is moving on. They're in the platinum bracket semifinals. 13-9, the final. Sweden, the better team today, handing Wales their first loss here in Ireland. Well, make sure to tune back in tomorrow for more. The fun doesn't stop. Like I said, 8 games overall. This is the place to be. That'll do it, though, for our coverage for now from the University of Limerick in Ireland. This is the World Lacrosse Men's U21 Championship for the rest of our team. I am Tom Eschen. Thanks for watching.